Indiana in the fourth quarter, up 51-40 against the Huskers. Just 10 minutes left to play in this one. They hold an 11-point lead. And a lot of it is thanks to fifth-year junior Allie Patberg, leading the Hoosiers in points per game with nearly 14, and she's done well tonight. 10 points tonight with 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. But a lot of what she's done has not showed up on the stats, mainly on the court. She is changing the pace of this game, running back and forth, really making this a quick tempo offense for Indiana.
Yeah, early on she got Indiana out to a really quick start. They were up 20 points in the first quarter, and a lot of that was thanks and due to her great play, getting out in transition and creating for her teammates.
Patberg holds it now. Moves to the center of the court, gets it to Grace Berger. And a foul off ball. And it'll be Nebraska's ball. Foul goes on Ghoul Bay. The first foul of the quarter for both teams. Caelan Debban, Garrett Freund here with you today. With just 1 quarter left of basketball, just an 11-point game between Nebraska and Indiana. Hybe with it now. Steps back at the three-point line, looks to pass inside, tipped away from Ghoul Bay, but grabs by Hybe. She puts it up off the glass and in, off the box on the backboard. It's a 9-point game, the first time it's been single digits since the first quarter.
Only 5 points for Hybe. She's been really quiet this afternoon. Only down by 9 is Nebraska. And they've got this crowd going, and they force a nice turnover there.
Grace Berger was looking for the paint to go to Ghoul Bay, but she was wrapped up with Mershon, and Kate Kane was not looking for it. It goes out of bounds, and the Huskers have another chance here.
Allie Patberg here at half court is imploring her teammates to stay in it as the game's not over. Still 9 minutes to go here.
Indiana very well knows that plays can happen like this. Once, like I said earlier, they were down 18-2 earlier this season to Wisconsin and came back and won that one in overtime. Hybe has the ball now, drives inside, right-handed shot, no good. Rebound goes to Jalen Penn for Indiana. On the other side now, Patberg, who has been running this offense tremendously for the Hoosiers all game long. She's covered very tightly by Sam Hybe. Now Grace Berger with it, covered by Brown. Another hot hand for the Huskers and for Indiana right there with Berger. Now Patberg goes inside, passes it out. Ghoul Bay, three-pointer. No good off the rim. That's tipped out of bounds, and Nebraska gets the ball back. Brenna Wise tried to save it, but could not do so. 8:20 left in the fourth quarter. It's still a 9-point game. Izzy Bourne checking in for Kayla Mershon.
Again, Kayla, Nebraska's defense here in the second half has been so much better. They're closing out on shooters, making Indiana shoot from the perimeter, which is not one of their strong suits. They've only allowed 10 points in almost 12 minutes of action here in the second half.
Nice bounce pass from Whitish to Kane, and the shot goes. That was pretty and pure. Just a 7-point game now, 51-44. And another thing, when you look at the field goal percentage, they've dropped Indiana nearly 20%. Indiana was shooting 50% earlier in the first quarter. They're down to 37%.
Really just the tale of two halves. Nebraska couldn't make a shot in the first half, and now Indiana's struggling to have something fall in the bottom of the net.
Defense chants ringing out in Pinnacle Bank Arena. Grace Berger loses the ball. And now the Huskers, with the momentum, have the ball back. 7.5 minutes to play left in the game. Hybe on the far side, three-point line. Covered by Jalen Penn. Slow dribbles. Gets around a screen from Bourne.
Nebraska should continue to try to get the ball in the paint. It's been working for them this far in the second half, as they almost had Kate Kane down low.
And a blocking foul right there on Allie Patberg. She wasn't happy about that one. You can see the look of distraught on her face.
It's Patberg's third foul, too.
You see Hannah Whitish here with the nice bounce pass assist to Kane. A beautiful shot. And that puts her up 6th all-time on the Nebraska leaderboard for assists. As Whitish will shoot the three and nails it, knocks it down. Hannah Whitish, after moving into 6th place on the assist list of Huskers all time, knocks down a big-time three. It's 51-47. Timeout, Indiana. Holy cow. This place is starting to erupt. Look at this big time three. Nice pass from Hybe to Whitish. Just drains it. Waves on the crowd a little bit. And it's 51-47. You're watching Big Ten basketball on BTN Plus. Jonathan Taylor now back in the backfield for Wisconsin. A full set for the Badgers as Cone takes the handoff, throws quick right side, a one-handed grab. Oh, just dropped at the last second after a good defensive play, and the Huskers takes the fumble, and they're on it. And it will be Nebraska football, as they say Jonathan Taylor had a one-handed catch and possession but lost the football. Recovered by Nebraska, tackled by JoJo Doman, and the ball stayed in bounds. Recovered by Lamar Jackson, who is pointing Nebraska ball. They will take a look at it, but as of now, Nebraska just got their first turnover of the game.
Yeah, Nebraska came into this game with a -3 turnover differential on the season. So if they could come up with this and start off on the right foot, that'll be huge.
So Taylor brings it in with that hand, comes down. It looked like he had 2 steps as he was brought down. But that's still, and the thing is, it was called a fumble on the field, Logan, so it's going to be extremely hard to overturn. Even though it was a one-handed catch, it's still possession of the ball. I mean, it's a tough play, but they made the call on the field, so it's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn this one.
Yeah, and it looked in real time during the play, it looked like an incredible catch right there. The one-handed, it looked like he was about to bring it in and was going to take it, but then it just slipped out at that last second. Nebraska under Coach Scott Frost is actually 5-2 when they have a turnover differential advantage in games, so this is a great way to start.
An incredible defensive play from JoJo Doman, who was able to knock that ball out of Jonathan Taylor's hand. And Taylor pretty much just grabbed that thing with his entire claw and brought it in. He's got big, pretty sizable hands to make those catches. He's a receiving threat as well as a rushing threat. 18 catches on the year. That was his 19th if it stands. 151 yards and 4 touchdowns when you give Jonathan Taylor the ball through the air. So not only a ground threat, but an air threat as well.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons that he is so dominant, even on the ground, is because you have to play him honest. He can slot almost anywhere on the offense and still be dangerous. So you have to game plan for that, because he'll kill you in the backfield. He'll run it right down your throats. There's really not much that he can't do.
A long conversation. The ball is set. Nebraska's offense comes out on the field as the call will stand. Adrian Martinez alongside Dedrick Mills. 2 receivers on the far, 2 receivers on the near side. Conavai Noah is the deep man, or is the receiver, farthest receiver on the far side. Martinez in the shotgun. 7:15 here to go in this first quarter, still scoreless. Martinez hands it off to Mills. Mills trying to push his way across from that Wisconsin defensive line, a gain of 2 yards. Tackled by Zach Bond.
Wisconsin so far hasn't been as dominant in the run game as one might have expected coming in. Nebraska's still finding their opportunities.
First fumble recovery since Northern Illinois for Nebraska. Austin Allen in motion. Mills in the backfield. Martinez fakes the handoff to Mills, looking far side. Throws, incomplete. Had Conavai Noah wide open across the field. Believe the ball was tipped as it left his hand. And incomplete for Nebraska, brings up a 3rd down and 7 from the 40-yard line. 6:40 to go in this first quarter. Just came out of his hand a little awkwardly. 5 wide receivers set for Nebraska now. Martinez alone in the backfield. Would have been a big play if he had connected with Conavai Noah. Martinez claps, gets the snap, looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, fires across the middle. Caught by J.D. Spielman at the 37-yard line for a first down, a gain of 24 yards. And the Huskers convert on that third down, keep this thing going. J.D. Spielman, his 31st consecutive game with a catch. He's a big name to watch out for. Martinez looking to the sideline, waiting the call. Nebraska is now 3 for 4 on third downs in the game so far. Mills to the left of Martinez, two receivers to the far side. Spielman in motion, comes to the near side with Conavainoa. Martinez on the option, takes it himself. Almost tripped up, but stays on his feet. Martinez across to the 15 and finally pushed out of bounds at the 12-yard line by Reggie Pearson. A 26-yard rush from quarterback Adrian Martinez, who looked like he'd be brought down by the Wisconsin defense, but stayed up on his feet, Logan. That's a first down.
Yeah, and this drive, has really been Adrian Martinez in his career at Nebraska, That first throw, a little bit underthrown right there, just a poor throw, comes back, throws it nice, has a really strong run there, reads it well, and now they're almost in a scoring position.
They hand it, it's a direct snap to Mills, and Mills scores the first touchdown of the game for Nebraska. 12-yard touchdown run for Dedrick Mills on the direct snap, and Nebraska strikes first. Most fans expected Adrian Martinez to get the ball on that one. Mills jumped in front of Martinez, took the ball, and pounded his way through. 5:27 to go, and the balloons are flying here in this first quarter as Barrett Pickering enters to make the kick. Chase Urbach on to snap it. Armstrong the hold. Pickering's kick up and good. It's 7-0. Huskers leading this one. That's a good start for Nebraska. You're listening to Husker Football on 90.3 KRNU. A great game in Lincoln, 42-41. Nebraska clings to a 1-point lead. Hi there, Caelan Debban alongside Kelsey Griffin. And what's been a good game so far tonight, Kelsey? How have you been enjoying it?
Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great to be back. Unfortunately, I don't get back as much as I'd like to, but yeah, really loving the fight that the girls are showing. It's true Husker spirit.
So you said you came in yesterday. It's been a good one as Kate Kane gets that one up to go. You came in yesterday from Lincoln or into Lincoln, and how's that been just the past day?
Yeah, it's been great. Not a lot has changed, but yet a lot has changed, and so it's been good to get to go to some of the staples that I went to when I was here, but then also to see a live game in Pinnacle Bank Arena and how much the Haymarket's exploded. So it's been good. So
I'm reading here one of the best players in Husker history. Would you agree with that?
I feel like that's very kind. There's been a lot of great players to come through this program. So the fact that people mention me on the list is pretty kind.
Morgan State down 3. Huskers fighting for it. Is it a little weird, Kelsey, to watch a team that you once played for? I mean, you still have that affiliation, but how is it watching your former team?
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting, and I think to be here too at Pinnacle Bank Arena, so I played everything at the Bob Devaney Sports Complex when it was there, and that's where we practiced, did everything. So to be in a new place, it's great to see, but it also, it feels a bit weird.
Janiah Henson made that last shot for Morgan State as Kate Kane fouled for the Huskers. She'll go to the line. Finally starting to get more involved is Kate Kane. But yeah, I mean, this is the 100th game at Pinnacle Bank Arena, and you didn't get to play any of them here.
No, I didn't actually. The Pinnacle Bank Arena was the big talk during my senior season, and I think, I hope our senior season is kind of what helped, drive the need for Pinnacle Bank Arena. So even though I didn't get to play here, I hope it's part of my legacy.
Kate Kane gets that one up and good, 45-43. Are you a little bit jealous that you didn't get to play in here?
I don't know if jealous is the right way. When you go somewhere, you want to leave it better than when you came, and I think that me and my teammates were able to say we did that, so I'm happy about that.
Danae Red came in hard, fouling Nicaea Alili. Alili will go back to the line on that one. Came in hard, good defense. Just jumped up and hit Alili when she was trying to go up with the contact, but Big 12 Player of the Year, first team All-American as a senior, more than 20 points and 10 rebounds. Where did you learn your love for the game of basketball?
I guess it's funny you say love for the game. I think me and basketball have a love-hate relationship, but more I think it's love for teammates. I really enjoy playing and being part of a team, and that was such an emphasis of Coach Jory and being a Husker, and so I think that really fit well with me. And then, yeah, fortunately I've been able to find that in Australia as well as a pro, and that was probably the hardest transition for me going pro, is it being a more individual sport, even though it's a team sport. But I'm lucky that in Australia that's still the way, and why I love playing there.
Three-pointer good from McCullough. And Morgan State is keeping up with the Huskers here tonight. But you mentioned Connie Yori, the coach of that 2010 team, helped win a Big Ten tournament title. And then you mentioned also the going professional you were the third pick of the draft by the Minnesota Lynx, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Never something I planned on. It wasn't a goal or aspiration when I came here. But I think because of my team's success my senior year, I was kind of catapulted into that position, which I'm very grateful for, and kind of learned as I went.
Nice pass to O'Leary, no good. Rebound from Kane up and fouled. Kane will go back to the line. So whenever you were in the Big 12, you played great, and then you ended up, like you said, you got drafted. Were you expecting to go that high?
No way. No, not at all. I didn't know actually during my senior season that WNBA coaches were coming to watch practices and games and that kind of stuff, which I'm grateful that the coaches didn't really make me aware of that. And then when I did get drafted, I was really surprised. Traded right away to Connecticut and then spent my entire career in Connecticut. Funny enough now, though, Minnesota has my rights again from free agency, and so that's potential for me to go back there, but we'll see what happens.
Both free throws from Kane are good, 49-45. Nebraska holding a 4-point lead. Still awaiting the challenge. Maddie Kubik thought that it hit the fingertips of, I believe it would have been Amber Seaman, but they gave the point to Ball State. And now we are awaiting the official call.
And we're about to get it.
The official at the table. Haven't really seen much of a review on the big screen, which is kind of shocking to me.
Yep.
Thought we would have gotten that. And it was tipped. Maddie Kubik knew it. She gives her coach John Cook a high five as the Huskers take the 13-point lead, 23-10.
That's another part of that you also challenge, because you want to show faith in your players. You want to show appreciation for their effort. And John Cook said, yep, there you go.
Megan Miller sends it over for the Huskers, just 2 points away from moving on with a date with Missouri. Blocked from Lauren Stivrins. A point Nebraska. Amber Seaman couldn't get that one over. Another point Nebraska. 24-10. Third set action. Caelan Debban, Will Stone here with you for what potentially could be the point that sends Nebraska into a date with former Big 12 opponent Missouri. Goes astray into the crowd, and that's a point for Nebraska off the serve from Megan Miller. And that will end this one. Kaya Holder tried to dig it, but it went too far. And that will leave this one as a final 25-10 in Lincoln.
Absolute dominance from the Huskers today. 25-13, 25-18, 25-10. And just like that, Nebraska will play again tomorrow at 7 o'clock against Missouri.
Nebraska finishes strong. We'll be back with a quick recap, but the Huskers sweep the Ball State Cardinals from the MAC 25-10, 25-13, 25-18. A sweep. Get out the brooms, because the Huskers are moving on with a date with the Missouri tomorrow. A recap will be coming just shortly right here on 90.3 KRNU.